Ayo, Tits.
Hey, I'm Areolas.
And we're reviewing The Naked Gun. Here's a naked gun.
Your fingers. There we go. I needed the noises to make that into a gun.
I have multiple naked guns.
Boy, your finger blasting everywhere. You crazy.
What's your first exposure to The Naked Gun?
Man, I don't even remember. I just remember as a kid probably seeing a movie like this, growing up in the 90s and just laughing at it more at like the slapstick, not really knowing the other jokes that only adults might get,
Yeah. There's a
so
lot of slapstick, but there's also a lot of innuendo.
yeah. And so I just remember laughing at, people falling, people getting hurt. What about you? When did you first see this?
Someone requested me to review this movie like last year. Well, I was actually like the beginning of this year, I think. It was some time. It was some time ago. It was the first time I heard about the series ever. And
Oh
then
yeah?
when I was in the premiere, I was like, oh, this is my first time watching it. And a bunch of people were like, oh my goodness, this is from my childhood. I love this movie. And I'm like, wow, I have not seen any movies. So,
Yeah, I don't know if it's from my childhood. I would say more like The Lion King and Disney movies are more from my childhood, let alone this was just remember being funny when I was a
yeah,
kid.
that makes sense. We're following a dude. And this guy is the best way I can describe him is a buffoon. He just keeps messing up. He doesn't understand social conventions, I think. Like, okay. Uh the scene that sticks out to me like towards the beginning of the movie. This is like not the beginning, but this is the not the very beginning. This is like near the beginning is when he's in that guy's office and he's looking at the lionfish
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to look at it. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to accidentally stab it with a pen and make sure the guy doesn't know that I was messing with this precious lionfish." And it makes me wonder, aren't they poisonous?
It doesn't say that in the movie. It just says they're expensive. That's all he really like. Oh, and that they're like what's the word? Like they attack. But I didn't
Yeah,
hear poisonous.
I think just I think it's just a fact of lionfish that they're poisonous. That they have like those little things on the side of them. Those parts are poisonous.
Like
And
barbs.
yeah,
Yeah. I'd believe
yeah.
it. I would believe it. I don't like
Uh,
fucking with any sort of sea creatures. They're just scary.
yeah, they float in the water. And if I'm in the water, I'm in their territory. My territory is
Exactly.
land, okay?
Exactly.
I'm not
Mm-hmm.
getting in the water at all with any fish. No
Mm-mm.
fish of any kind. Not even the tiny boys.
You're already at a disadvantage because you're on
Yeah,
their on their property.
I prefer to deal with fish on my territory, which is land. They have a disadvantage there.
Yeah, I could fuck up any fish. Well,
Yeah.
I don't even know that. I feel like a fish would still have a chance against me on land. I would just rather fight it on land.
I guess they're flopping around. They're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they're making it impossible for you to look at them and see
Mm-hmm.
them.
The,
But actually, the very beginning of the movie, there's a guy who's going after these heroin dealers, and he's like, "I'm going in. I'm going straight in," and he goes right in, and it seems like those guys are, they're like prepared for him. The heroin dudes, they're like
mm-hmm.
prepared for him. And they're so prepared that they're like, haha, we know that you don't have any backup because you decided to just go in for your own entertainment, I guess. He could have waited for backup, but he's like, no, I'm not gonna wait. And he gets thrown off overboard.
In the very comedic fashion, he gets shot and gets through all these touches a hot plate, gets on wet paint, goes on a wedding cake, and just
All the
everything.
things,
Yeah,
everything.
it's hilarious. It's hilarious. I forgot how hilarious that was, but you're right.
Yeah.
He falls overboard, and they realize what they whenever they go to like see him in the hospital, they think maybe he might be doing heroin, so they need to clear his name by finding the real people or whoever he was trying to bust, the dealers.
Yeah. Uh, because he's busting a heroin dealer ring means that he's involved somehow. I don't understand the logic behind the people spreading the rumor that he's like part of the heroin thing. He needs to clear his name. I don't get it.
Yeah,
Like, I guess you had to be there or to fully understand the context, but like it's a big game of telephone that people play. Oh, did you hear that this guy was at a heroin ring and he tried to stop it? Oh yeah, let me tell another person. Did you know that this person was part of the heroin ring? Oh yeah, that's weird. Let me tell this guy was selling heroin. It just devolves from the reality all the way to like fiction pretty
he was
quickly. That's
he was
what's gets
doing
spread.
heroin. No,
Yeah.
exactly. It gets all the way to that. Yeah, so that Lieutenant Drebin or whatever, which is the main character, he's like, okay, I'm gonna clear my buddy's name,
Do you know that
and
guy? The guy who got shot overboard? That was O.J. Simpson.
mm-hmm.
I didn't recognize him.
You didn't.
Only no, because the only picture of OJ I've ever seen was like when he got out of jail and he posted a picture of himself looking old as fuck on Twitter, and I was like, oh, that's OJ Simpson. Uh, so
No,
I
I
looked
remember.
at this and I was
Uh
like,
huh.
oh, he's not old. Who is this man?
I remember that like being a big deal back as a kid. Well, I didn't know much about like the murders and all that that happened allegedly or whatever.
I heard the gloves didn't fit.
Yeah,
That's all
and
I know.
that's it. The glove doesn't fit. You must quit. You got that cool like saying there, and that's all it needed.
Yeah,
That's it. You got a good catchphrase. You're clear.
that's true.
And
You're in the clear and clear in everyone's hearts and minds, and they'll applaud when you leave jail. I guess.
no, it was very weird to see him, like even as a kid, see him in this role. I didn't really know who he was. I thought he was funny as that character. I didn't know he was a football player, celebrity, let alone potential murderer.
Honestly, my first exposure was that he most almost probably killed his wife. Like I didn't know he was a football player until like after he died,
Hmm.
and I was like, oh, that's why everyone knows him. Um, didn't he go to jail for tax fraud? Like,
I think he went to jail because he went to a place that was selling his memorabilia and he tried to steal it back, and he got arrested for that for trying to steal
oh,
his own shit back.
oh,
Hmm.
huh. Well, my sources are wrong.
I'm pretty sure that's what like eventually got him, even though he got scot free for fucking allegedly murdering.
I mean, I, gloves are like condoms. If they don't fit, you didn't do it.
I'll take your word on that. I don't wear enough gloves or condoms to know the science behind that, but I will.
Yeah, it's science. Science rules.
Yeah. Mhm.
There also seems to be like, is there like a queen? There's like a rumblings of a queen assassination, plot or something. Like someone's like, oh, I want to assassinate the queen, and this guy's like, I gotta stop you. But also seems like it's more so motivated by trying to clear that guy's name and also make sure that guy's name is cleared before the queen arrives. You know?
Yeah, because they fall into the same like timeline, but then the person that happens to be the head of the heroin dealing is the one being paid money to assassinate the queen, and he's using like a mind control type technology with pagers and beepers and bracelets and stuff.
just use the heroin you have. It's less complicated. Oh, I have to put all this. Technology in all the right spots in order for it to work. Just put heroin in everyone's food, dude. Like,
Yeah,
what do you? That seems a
her
little bit less. What would be more complicated? Doing the heroin and food thing or gadgets? What do you think?
I feel like heroin would be easier. It just would be a little bit more chaotic. Like you wouldn't know what the person would do. You know?
Sleep. That's what they would do. Is sleep.
Well, that's not
That's
killing.
no, it's not killing, but like it would make everyone fall asleep who's in your way,
Oh,
and
you
then
want to use the heroin to like kill the target instead of.
no, you use the heroin around the target, so the
Mhm.
target is open, and then you can kill her with ease. Like that's the
Yeah.
idea.
Well, I get what you're saying is there's less convoluted plans than than this one that's in the movie.
Yeah.
No,
This movie
definitely.
is just so many convoluted plans, and they're all hilarious to some degree. More degrees than other. Like, oh my god, hypnosis. Like, first of all, isn't hypnosis just like suggesting the person do something, and if they want to do it, they'll do it? It's not like mind control. You're not
Yeah.
controlling people's minds. The heroin
Well,
would be more effective if you're trying to control people.
I'm pretty sure the CIA has done stuff like that with drugs.
I'm sure.
Yeah, to try to control people.
They're
Definitely.
probably still doing it. It's just not out yet.
They use this mind control to try to get a doctor to kill OJ Simpson while he's still in the hospital because he's like a potential witness. That doctor ends up dying in a what is written here comical fashion by going into a fireworks store with a flaming missile, which is pretty funny.
Oh boy. Honestly, that fireworks store could be bigger. We need more fireworks.
I love when he's like, "Nothing to see here, folks." And it's like fireworks everywhere.
Pachoo, pachoo, pachoo. Don't worry about this. It's okay. We're celebrating the 4th of July early. We're celebrating the Queen before she gets here. We gotta make
Mm,
sure all these fireworks work before we bring them out. As you do.
yeah, you got to test them
You
first.
gotta test them.
uh, and then the Lieutenant Drebin, the main character, he breaks into the bad guy's office, tries to get evidence. He finds it, but then he like sets a fire and makes a bunch of music. He goes out the window and grabs this chick's boobs that she's just conveniently hanging out the window, combing her hair. She,
As
I don't know. It's
you
just,
do.
yeah, it's just all about timing in the comedy world here in this movie.
Yeah, there's a lot of good timing in this.
Hmm.
Man, was it? No, I think it was towards the end of the movie. Like, there's a moment towards the end of the movie where someone falls like several steps down. I mean, several stories down. I think this is after the baseball part.
Hmm.
But I'm thinking about it right now since you mentioned falling. Um, so the guy falls several stories down, and then he gets steamrollered and then marching banded. He gets, and I saw the marching band, and I was like, "That's not the right order." Okay, as somebody who's been in marching band, you don't just have the goddamn bass instruments at the front of the band because the treble instruments in the back are just going to drown out the bass in the front because you hear treble before bass, but you need bass in the back for timekeeping purposes, melody, not necessarily melody, but like just
Rhythm.
rhythm keeping purposes, and also you have the bass in the back for like reasons, just
Yeah.
reasons, like vibration reasons, I think. But like they're all in like the worst order possible, and it makes me angry just looking at it. I'm like, why the trombones are in the front? They should not be. Why are the flutes in the back? They should not be. Is this a comedy move to just be like, oh, by the way, anyone who's been in marching band, fuck you? Is this comedy?
I would say the same for police, but this is how I think real cops act now. They just like shoot at everything randomly everywhere.
If an acorn falls on your
Yeah.
car, that's reason for you to shoot.
Get down! Shots fired! Shots fired!
Go- oh no! If you shoot at that acorn, it's going to split in half, and then you'll be helping a squirrel.
Poor acorns, poor squirrels. No, so yeah,
Poor whoever got hit with those bullets.
oh yeah, I forget, right? He did like fucking unload this whole clip into like his automobile, or right, like into
It
his
was like
car.
off to the side. It was like in the middle of the road towards houses.
Oh my god,
And
police! I
if you're a
swear,
cop, you're responsible for all the bullets, then you're gun. I was told this by media, by several pieces of media.
this is true.
Ah,
Why would the media lie?
yeah, why would they?
Why would they? They have no reason to.
No, they don't.
Love you.
Oh, there's the baseball game where the Queen's at, right? The Queen's going to a baseball game, and it's like, okay, we're gonna have the assassination attempt here on live national television, and we got the guys like trying to stop the assassination attempt, and there's just so many like ways that he is not able to reach the queen quickly because there's just so many people in front of him. You know how many people are at baseball games? There's just
Oh
people
yeah.
getting up all over the place. Like, oh, I'm
Hmm.
hungry. I'm gonna get a hot dog, and then block the path. Especially American baseball games now, one person blocks the entire two sides of the road, so it's impossible to get past them.
It's horseshit. No, no, I haven't been to a baseball game in a while. I think you went like to a NASCAR thing. How was that? Or those aren't like seats. Those are like bleachers, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Probably
those are kind of like bleachers.
a little bit more comfortable, I guess.
I mean, there wasn't. Surprisingly, there's not that many fat people at an NASCAR event.
That's surprising.
It
I'm
is
very
surprising.
surprised.
But there is a lot more at a baseball game. And I've been to a few baseball games in Washington State, and there's not a lot of fat people in Washington State. And there is some there, so
Huh.
you know,
It's an interesting statistic there that you're
yeah,
bringing up.
it is interesting.
Hmm.
There's there's a lot of hijinks in trying to stop the queen from being assassinated, including like oh we gotta shoot something at we gotta do shooting. We gotta get the guy away from shooting the queen. Oh, tackle him at the last moment and have the bullet instead like hit a really fat lady. And then I'm like, oh boy, but that lady's like right above the queen. She could get crushed by that woman's weight and gravitational force and pull, and have the queen pull and pull the queen towards her as she fell down towards the earth.
That's basic science right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's one of Newton's laws, right?
Yeah, it's one of them. I'm not
One
a
of
physics
them.
major though. I don't know anything about physics.
No, I'll say my expertise isn't in interplanetary science or anything like that.
The only thing I know is if you have a planet falling, it will have if you have a big mass object, it has its own gravitational force. That's what I know.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've seen that. I think the only thing I know is that men are from Mars and women are from Venus, and then the rest of that rhyme.
Yeah.
Something about that.
I do like though that the fat lady, she falls onto the guy trying to get rid of the queen because the guy is like getting real close to her. Is like, okay, all these attempts are not working. They're not working. I gotta do a little bit of a classic on her neck, and the fat lady falls on that dude's neck
Hmm.
and breaks his neck and he dies. And it's like, good job. The queen didn't know anything that was happening.
And everyone's like, that dude's a hero, the dude that stopped him, and everyone's cheering. And what happens? They, like you said, they go up high. The bad guy with the lieutenant's girlfriend, and he ends up getting shot by that non-lethal dart, but then falls over the bleachers and then gets run over by the car or the bus, the steamroller, and then the marching
The
band that's
marching
incorrectly
band, which is
positioned.
incorrect. Yeah. They put the they
No,
they
I
can't
get it.
even put the percussion in the back. They put it in like the middle. And it's like, who does that help?
No, I
Who
get
does
it.
that help?
I completely understand you because sound does travel in a weird way, right? And you got to do it like a certain way wherever you're aiming all the sound, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's harder to hear a tuba, right? But you can feel it because of the vibration,
Hmm.
right? But like, yeah, if you have like a flute next to a tuba, the flute's going to win every day, every which way. So you got to have it so you get the treble and then treble, then middle, then bass. It's kind of like a gradient of sound, so it all blends together in a well-rounded way.
Hmm.
So that's the idea.
Yeah. And I imagine it'd be even more difficult when you're outside where there's no like acoustics or stage to kind of direct the sound, you know?
Yeah, that's true. So it's just like generally accepted to, like, if you're in a marching band, just listen for the drum and like set your feet to that drum. Oh boy. I'm just thinking now back to that. I'm like, man, anyone in a high school marching band, anyone who is not wanting to be there absolutely sucks at it and ruins the experience for everyone else. You know, always off time. So, these are just complaints that I have.
I
When you
get it.
mentioned marching band.
The gag's funny though to have the
Yeah,
whole marching band step all over his
that
body
was a
after
funny
that.
gag. I enjoyed
Yeah.
that gag. You know.
So the marching band steps on his last thing, and the girl gets mind controlled, but the dude is able to break it through his love for her,
Yeah.
and they're in love, and it's sweet, a good ending.
And then
The
OJ Simpson comes wheels around. He's like, "Hey guys, I'm back." And they're like, "Wow, cool." Push. And he just falls down the stairs. It's like, "Wait, you guys, I'm rolling. Wait."
he gets launched. Like you could even see the hydraulic like shit launch the dummy into the fucking
He's
stadium.
he's just launched and that's the end of the movie.
Hmm.
I thought this movie was pretty funny. Uh First time around I watched it was pretty funny. Second time I just kind of knew what was going to happen, so it was just like whatever. But it was a good first watch, you know.
No, I remember watching it as a kid. It was funny for whatever reasons, the slapstick, and then rewatching it. You know, I watched it last night, and the dialogue was like funny to me because it didn't make any sense, but it was so funny.
Yeah.
And it's like the little like gags that you notice, like when they're walking from one room to another, they go through a door, but he just goes through like the side where the stage is like at, so he just doesn't care. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
he
like
breaks the fourth wall.
yeah, it's a lot of little shit like that where I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's what made it
It's
funny.
um I don't know if I would have liked this as a kid necessarily, but I did like it as an adult. I
Yeah.
wasn't really into slapstick that much growing up. I don't know, I'm a weird kid. If it wasn't colorful, I wasn't really necessarily into it. And this isn't the most colorful movie, but it's a good comedy.
No, it is like fucking I don't know, I wouldn't say legendary as far as like that actor, you know, because it really set off his like popularity, Leslie Nielsen, for just being like a straight comedy type dude, you know, for parodies and shit like that. It's real great.
Oh, did you know? Um, oh man, what was his name? I thought it was Liam Neeson.
Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah. Um, for some reason, clicked on Liam Neeson's name. Oh, there's
I
the other page about Naked Gun. Oops.
I think they're doing a remake with Liam
Yeah, they
Neeson.
are.
Yeah, yeah. That's
I I
interesting.
I did see that. I was like, oh, Liam Neeson's coming. He's gonna be in the series, and then I looked up at all his movies, and he's done movies pretty much consistent almost every year since like 1995 or something. He has like 108 movies, dude.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, he has so many movies he's been in.
That's good. He's ever since Taken, he blew up as like an action star, you know.
I don't think I've seen Taken, but I know the line. I know that one line that everyone
Yeah.
quotes.
You don't know who I am. I have a particular set of skills.
I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna kill you.
Nah, he's great. I don't know about a remake. I mean, I don't think it's really like a big deal if this movie gets remade. What do you think? Do you think do you
I don't
care?
know.
I don't know. Do you care about remakes, or is there some movies that you're like, nah, I don't think that should ever be remade, or you know?
I think it has to be done well. I don't know how you could remake this movie. Like the premise has already been done. How?
Hmm.
Why would you remake it? It's already been told. So,
Yeah.
what would you rate this movie?
Man, rewatching it, maybe an 8. Like it kind of got boring at the end, but it was still funny. Uh, but yeah, maybe an
Yeah,
8 because I thought it was still just like I watched it and the gags and the script was just like nonsensically funny, you know. But what about you?
yeah. I think I'd give it like a 7. I mean, I enjoyed it. I don't know if like definitely upon watching it, I was just like, I've already seen this. I don't need to see it again. I already know the jokes. I think it's a 7 because it works the first time you watch it, and then like there's just certain things I'm like, this what is going on? What is happening? It just seems at certain points it seems to be that just little moments where the script prioritizes the comedic moment over the actual what's happening.
Hmm.
Like it'll sit in a scene with comedy before moving on to the next plot point, the plot beat. And I felt like during these moments it was a little slow, and like you said, the ending got a little bit boring for me. So it's a
Hmm.
solid 7.
Hell yeah! No, that's the
But it
Naked
is
Gun.
funny.
Yeah, no, it's still hilarious. I cracked up watching it last night.
Yeah.
The Naked Gun. Pew pew. we do we do have a game here that
Ooh,
I'd like
games.
to call Celebrity Killers. And
Ooh,
since we were talking about OJ and you know what he did with the murder, right, the alleged murders and all that, I was going to show you some
alleged.
I was going to show you some pictures of some celebrities that are alleged murderers. I want to see if you can name them or what they might have done.
Ooh, all right.
Well, obviously murder, but what kind of murders? I guess you can guess, right? So,
Like a homicide or man's laughter or a
hmm,
vehicular man's laughter.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. Do you know this dude?
What the fuck? What? Why does he? Who the fuck is this man? It's it's Lil Einstein. He kind of have he kind of has like Einstein's hair. You see it?
No, I see. Even though he's an old man, let's call him Little Einstein.
I mean, Einstein was older. He died
uh,
in like the 19 whatevers.
this is like a little Einstein. This is Don King,
Who
and
the fuck?
he is a wrestling promoter or boxing promoter. I'm sorry.
Ah.
And what he did was he killed a man in self defense, got cleared for that, but then
Mm.
killed another man by stomping him to death when he owed him $600, and that's one of the ones he went to jail for.
You shouldn't kill a person over $600. That's like
I don't
nothing.
know. I don't
That's
know.
no
That's
money.
I'm trying to think of how much $600 is. Well, I don't know about killing a man, but I'd be pretty
Yeah,
pissed if someone owed me
I mean,
600
beat
bucks.
him up, sure, whatever, but don't kill him.
I don't know about stomping him to death for $600.
Curb stomp.
Yeah. This little Einstein dude just stomping you to death.
POV. That's the last face you see before you die, and you owe him money.
This next person, do you know who this guy is?
Winkelstein.
Mm-hmm.
He and
Winkelstein?
he and he was uh convicted for murder because he was caught doing some sort of tax fraud or something. That's my
So
guess.
not quite. This was John Landis. He directed Thriller, and he directed, I don't know if you've ever seen the Twilight Zone movie, like the
Oh,
theatrical
John
release.
Landis, like Max Landis's dad.
I don't know. I don't know his son's
Um,
name.
Well, he's a guy who who wrote Shadow in the Cloud. Um, but also, I think John Landis directed American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
directed that, and
Okay.
he directed. I don't know if you've ever seen the Twilight Zone theatrical release.
Not the theatrical release. No.
So that movie is spread into 4 different stories, right? It's like 4
Mm.
mini movies, and he directed the last one.
Mm.
And in the movie, there's a scene at the end. I don't want to spoil it, but it's like a helicopter crashes, and in real life, the actor dies, and 2 children died in
Oh,
real. Yeah, so
during the helicopter crash in the movie.
yeah,
Oh,
they legit died from that.
I guess method acting.
I don't even think they were supposed to die in the plot, though. He's supposed to save him or something, but they
Oh.
died in real life, and he got convicted of that, but he ended up like settling, and that's kind of bit of smear on his resume for a while.
Mm. Fascinating.
Yeah,
Interesting.
to kill 2 children and famous actor, kind of bad. But he did Thriller, so
I guess that's true. Well, he did Thriller. He did the music video for Thriller, which is very popular.
he did. That was
Yeah.
such a good music video. Do you know who this guy is?
Oh God. Oh, what's his fucking name? Who's the guy who beat his wife? What's that UFC guy's name? Warhammer. That dude. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't. I think you're just naming a mobile game.
There's a guy. I forget. It's something. It's like War Machine or something. It's something like metal. Like he's
That
like
sounds
metal.
familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was with this chick and he would like beat her a ton. So much so that like just photos of it, a lot of photos, and I think he got convicted.
I would
So
hope so. I would hope so if there was so much photography evidence of that.
is this guy?
No, this isn't the guy.
Okay.
This is Chris Benoit.
Oh, I
And
know that name.
yeah. Do you
What did he
remember
do?
what he do? Did you remember what he did?
Oh no, I don't remember what he did. I remember his name, but I don't remember what he did.
So he killed his wife and son, and then 2 days later hung himself, and they found him dead with his his wife and his son.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I think I remember watching a thing about that, like a documentary, I think. I don't remember what it was, but I remember hearing about this.
People
So that
say it
makes sense.
was CTE and steroids that really fucked with him.
Oh, the steroids made him kill his wife and kids.
The roid rage.
Excuses, excuses. He probably hated them.
I even think he left like Bibles by their bedstand after smothering them and strangling them. I don't know why a person with roid rage would like leave a Bible
Roid
by
rage.
roid rage. Ugh.
It's like road rage, but roid rage.
Roid rage. Next dude here. Do you know who this guy is?
Pogo Stick Man.
That's coming to the Ripperverse soon. Pogo Stick Man.
Let me guess what he did. So he was like, "Damn you for stealing my legs! I'm murdering you over it."
That'd be good motivation, right? Because you're seeing him here
Yeah,
without his legs, so you would think it had to be leg related.
yeah.
Uh, so this guy's name is Oscar Pistorius, and they called him the Blade Runner because I guess because of his legs, right? They look like blades, whatever.
Yeah.
He was in a bathroom. His girlfriend came in. He thought she was an intruder, and he shot through the door a gun and hit her in her organs. But he shot.
Wait. So she came into the house and didn't announce herself
Yeah,
and was trying to get into the bathroom.
yeah, but he was in there and he thought she was an intruder. This is like what his story is.
Look, y'all, the lesson is if you're somebody going to a house, announce yourself. Hey, honey, I'm home.
And
And you keep
this,
saying it. Hey, honey, I'm home. I'm here. Please don't shoot me. I'm here.
not
Until
only
you find
that,
them.
this was on Valentine's Day, right? And he shot her with
Surprised.
bullets that were like made specifically to tear up organs. Like the bullets
Oh, God.
they had like little like talons, like little notches in the bullets to tear up. So like
Oh, gross.
so I'm like, I don't know if this is accidental, if he kind of like shot with a bullet that was made to kill on Valentine's Day outside the door and he didn't know who it was. I don't know. Very fishy.
Did he get convicted and sent to jail or something?
I think he did get convicted, but since it was maybe he pled guilty or a lighter sentence because it was in another country. I think he's already out. He was out.
Oh, okay.
I think he went to prison for like 10 years, maybe.
Mm. That's how much time you must spend for ripping up your girlfriend's organs. Good to know.
I mean, I feel like you'd go to less because you don't have the legs. Like they just like we'll just
He's
let you
fast
out.
though. Look how fast he is. I mean, all you need to do if you're in prison to fuck with this guy is to take his like little metal things at the bottom away, and then boom, you've got him.
Yeah,
Like he's perfect
yeah.
plan.
He's the perfect height to get a little bit of prison love. I don't know.
Prison love. He can already
The
be on his
perfect height.
knees. Yeah,
Yeah.
he can.
He comes on his knee ready on his knees. He can go lower. Who's next here? Do you know who this actor is or what he did?
This dude, what did he do? I bet he was like, who? Yeah, I don't know. There's a classic skit with like a black and white skit where there's like like two dudes. One of them looks like this dude, and it's like, "Do you want to go to the baseball game?" Yeah, and it's like, "With who?" I'm gonna go to the baseball game with who? Who? That kind of
Yeah.
humor. It kind
The
of looks
who's
like
on
that guy.
first. He might have actually been a part of that. He is an old comedian type actor named his name's Fatty Arbuckle.
Oh, he was probably there. I've heard that name before.
Do you know what this is kind of bad. Do you know what he did?
Fatty Arbuckle. That's his
Yeah.
name. What did he
Mhm.
do? He forced a woman to consume so many calories that she exploded.
Man, you were like on the right track until you said exploded. I was like, yes, no, okay. Uh he forced a girl to get drunk on bootleg alcohol, which then he started to rape her.
How do you
And
force her with a gun?
I
With
don't
a
know.
naked gun or something?
That's what I have written here. He forced her,
Hey, bitch, drink this alcohol.
and while she was passed out, he was having sex with her, and he's so big that he crushed her organs.
That does not seem like a fun way to go.
No, it
Which
doesn't.
organs did he crush?
I think it was like the spleen or the liver that he like really crushed really badly while penetrating her.
Oh god.
Yeah, because of his weight, because of how fat he was.
Eat less. And you too won't smother women while you have sex with them.
I'm about to say, so you were close with the whole forcing and then calories. You really had it. You were getting there. You were like right there. You know.
uh this guy needs I don't know, bootleg. Like, what do you mean by bootleg? Like, it was like a moonshine that wasn't good, like
Yeah, I think it was.
regulated.
It was like moonshine. So like stronger alcohol, and then he actually got 3 trials, and on the third trial they found him not guilty
Oh.
of it. So yeah, but it ruined his career. Believe it or not.
Oh, geez. The reputation of being a person who force feeds a woman alcohol and then raping her, that ruins your career? Who knew?
I feel like all that sounds normal until it's like, oh dude, he was so fat he crushed your organs, and it's like, bro, like that's what like kills it for you. You know, like everything else sounds normal until it's like if you were just normal weight, none of this would
It's
happen.
so common that the last part is what stands out to people.
That's terrible.
Oh, God.
Couple more things. Do you know who this lady is?
That's, Hillary Hilton.
That's a badass name. That's a cool rock band name. This is George Bush's wife, Laura Bush.
Oh, what did she
D-
do? Wait. Was it, what did she do? Let me guess.
Mhm.
She said yes to all the murder plans that George Bush had.
So she was just helping.
Yeah, and
Mission.
he needed a scapegoat, so he threw her under the bus.
Yeah, it's easier for her to say sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
you can't have a
Um,
man apologize in public.
that's true. That's
Yeah,
the meaning.
yeah.
Um, so when she was 17, she ran a stop sign and killed a 17-year-old boy.
This is why you don't run stop signs. No rolling stops ever. None of that shit.
I
Okay,
just yeah, that's why a sign says stop, right?
I
To just
stop. And if somebody's going to run a stop sign and I stop, they run the stop sign. I
Mhm.
don't get hit by them.
Yeah, that's why traffic signs exist. I don't know, pretty basic,
Yeah.
but she from what I read from her book, because I actually did read her book, she was very guilty, but she didn't not serve time or anything, even though she killed a dude.
Typical. If it was somebody who's not married to a president, she would be in jail.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
No, she was kind of hot back then though, but still, I wouldn't. She killed a kid. You know, it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Well, she was 17. She killed a 70-year-old kid.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it's sure the same age. I guess it's not
yeah,
like she
yeah,
was 30 and she killed a 17-year-old kid. That
yeah.
would be worse.
There's levels to it, but it's still like, how did she get off scot free? I feel like anyone else would have, but
Money,
she's rich,
money,
she's white, exactly.
lawyers.
Last person on here. Do you know who?
What the fuck is up with his hair? Okay, let me guess. He was having sex with a woman, and he smothered the woman. He suffocated the woman with his hair.
You had the first part right, and then the last part. I mean, I wish it was that way, like death by tumbleweed or whatever this shit is. So this dude is named Phil Spector. He is a musical producer, more famous with like 60s and 70s music, like the Beatles. So he'll produce the
Mm,
Beatles.
okay.
He took an actress home and he brought out his gun and was having her kiss his gun, and it went off and shot off the side of her face.
I didn't know you could shoot off a side of a woman's face with your penis.
No, actual
I know it's
gun.
a real gun. I know. I was just saying his penis is called his gun.
Yeah. I get where you say like, oh, and then it went off, but then she like bled to death because
Oh God.
it was an actual gun and it,
Why would
shot.
you do that?
I don't know. I
Power
don't.
play?
Yeah, it was said here that he had done that to at least 3 other women. So I think that's just his like his thing. Like I would take a girl to a certain pizza place every time. Maybe that's just his like his
Kiss my
one thing.
gun. Oh, by the way, it's loaded. Don't press that trigger.
I mean, even for an unloaded gun, that's good advice. Just don't press the trigger.
Yeah. Have the
I don't.
safety on. Why was the safety off?
I just don't know why. Yeah,
It's
you should.
unsafe sex with the safety off on a firearm.
And I think her teeth were everywhere too. I don't know. It was pretty gruesome.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's
but
fun.
I don't know why he thought wearing this hairdo in court would make him look better. I don't know
It
what.
doesn't. It makes me think he's unkempt, or maybe he's wearing a wig.
But yeah, that's what did I call that? Celebrity killers. If people want to see some kempt up hair, I don't know what
Yeah,
where does this go, right? Yeah. Do they want to see
I have.
something?
Unlike that last guy, I have kempt hair. My hair is nice and kempt. You can find all of that. I do daily movie reviews at youtube.com/ASE Presents. I do movie review requests for $20 at patreon.com/ASE Presents. And find all my spicy sites where I have better hygiene than all those better hygiene than all those celebrities that we just saw at my link tree, linktr.ee/tinsmansalad that has all my spicy sites.
Hell yeah, you can unload your gun to that, and your penis. I mean, not an actual gun.
Yeah, be safe. It's called safe sex.
Yes, it's called being safe. You can find me at That's All Funny, available anywhere podcasts available. It comes out daily. Just search That's All Funny. I do a podcast with my buddy Gabe called That's All Kayfabe. We talk about wrestling. That comes out every Mondays. Check that out anywhere podcasts available. Just search That's All Kayfabe. And check out the YouTube channel. You already watch youtube.com/@Lorenzo Arreola, where we do the show on Tuesdays with the wonderful Mint Salad. Check her out everywhere. Her links are there. Thank you all. Thank you to Mint Salad for being here. See y'all next time. Bye.